More than 700 Israelis are now feared dead.
I just want to start with that brand new information, the horrible news. 260 bodies found.
On October 7th, 2023, a significant and deeply concerning event unfolded in the Middle East as a militant organization operating out of the Gaza Strip, known as Hamas, carried out a coordinated missile strike on Israel. The scale of this attack was unprecedented, with an estimated 5,000 missiles launched into Israeli territory, posing a grave threat to the security and stability of the region. The incident not only sent shockwaves across the international community, but also presented a formidable challenge to Israel's highly regarded Iron Dome defense system, which struggled to intercept such an overwhelming barrage of projectiles. Along with the relentless barrage of thousands of rockets, Hamas militants launched a devastating offensive from the Gaza Strip into Israeli territory on October 7th. This offensive went beyond aerial bombardment as militants crossed borders, infiltrating Israel and causing widespread chaos and tragedy. Their actions resulted in the tragic loss of hundreds of innocent civilian lives, amplifying the already dire humanitarian crisis in the region. The devastating attack on Israel prompted Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu to declare a state of war and launch a massive counteroffensive.
אזרחי ישראל, אנחנו במלחמה. לא במבצע, לא בסבבים, במלחמה. הבוקר חמאס פתח במתקפת פתע רצחני נגד מדינת ישראל ונגד אזרחיה.
He also stated that this may be the end of peace in the region. The question of why Hamas chose this particular moment for their attack on Israel and how they managed to execute such a large-scale strike against a formidable military power has raised numerous inquiries. Hamas claims that their offensive is in retaliation to a series of recent Israeli actions involving Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque. However, there exists a substantial suspicion that Iran played a significant role in orchestrating this attack. Some sources even suggest that Iran's motivations might be linked to thwarting Saudi Arabia's efforts to normalize relations with Israel, given the recent trend of deepening ties between Saudi Arabia and Israel, while the United States facilitates diplomatic normalization discussions between the two nations. If you made it this far into the video, it would be great if you could drop a like and subscribe so that we can keep creating quality content like this. In the midst of these escalating tensions, there's a growing worry that this recent wave of violence could spell trouble for Palestine's future. With Hamas launching a major attack, Israel declaring a state of war, and Iran possibly having a hand in it, the outlook is grim. As we observe these events, it's becoming increasingly uncertain whether the idea of an independent Palestinian state or even the existence of Palestine itself could survive such an event. It's essential to consider the stark disparity in military power between Israel and Palestine, particularly in the context of Hamas's offensive. Israel boasts one of the most advanced and well-equipped militaries in the world, with a formidable arsenal and sophisticated defense systems. In contrast, the Palestinian territories, including Gaza, are marked by significant economic and infrastructure challenges, limiting their ability to maintain a conventional military force. Israel's military supremacy extends to its technological edge, intelligence capabilities, and robust infrastructure. This vast disparity in military resources has perpetuated an imbalance of power in the region, leaving Palestinians, particularly those in Gaza, at a distinct disadvantage. The recent offensive by Hamas, while impactful in terms of psychological and political consequences, underscores the significant asymmetry in military capabilities. Palestinians in Gaza have resorted to tactics such as rocket attacks and guerrilla warfare due to their limited resources and access to conventional military equipment. While these actions can inflict damage and provoke a response, they pale in comparison to Israel's military might. The question of why Israel would involve the West Bank of Palestine, despite the attacks originating from the Gaza Strip to the east, is closely tied to the new Israeli government led by Benjamin Netanyahu. This coalition government, formed in December of 2022, represents one of the most extremist administrations in Israel's history, comprising 6 parties: Likud, United Torah Judaism, Shas, Religious Zionist Party, Jewish Power Party, and Noam, all of which lean towards the right or hold religious extremist views. Since coming to power, this government has declared that the Jewish people possess an exclusive and inalienable right to all areas of the land of Israel. Their intent is to advance and expand settlements in various regions, including the Galilee, the Negev, the Golan Heights, and Judea and Samaria. This aggressive policy has significantly influenced Israel's approach to security and territorial matters. As a result, even though the attacks originated from the Gaza Strip in the east, the government's overarching ideology and determination to assert control over all parts of the land of Israel have played a pivotal role in shaping their response to the conflict. Presently, most of the West Bank is administered by Israel, though 42% of it is under varying degrees of autonomous rule by the Fatah-run Palestinian Authority. The Gaza Strip is currently under the control of Hamas. Israel would have to aim to neutralize both Palestine and the Gaza Strip to prevent the risk of facing a two-front war. This strategy is driven by concerns about national security and the need to maintain stability in a region marked by long-standing conflicts. By ensuring control over these territories, Israel would seek to minimize potential threats and maintain a stronger defensive position. A two-front war, where Israel would have to fight on both the Gaza Strip and the West Bank fronts simultaneously, would be extremely challenging. It could stretch Israel's military resources thin and expose vulnerabilities. To avoid this, Israel aims to have control over these territories to reduce the chances of coordinated attacks from multiple directions. Another significant challenge facing Palestine stems from internal dissatisfaction among the Palestinian people themselves. Many Palestinians express frustration with their leader, Mahmoud Abbas, due to his stance against violence as a means to achieve their goals. Abbas believes in diplomatic and non-violent approaches to the Palestinian cause, which has caused divisions among the Palestinian population. In summary, the challenges facing Palestine right now are incredibly tough, and it seems like they might not achieve their goal of becoming an independent state. The recent violence, with Israel being much stronger militarily, internal disagreements among Palestinians, and outside influences, paints a bleak picture for their future. The big impact of the Hamas attack and Israel's tough government, which wants to control more territory, make it really hard for Palestine. The fact that Palestinians themselves don't all agree on how to reach their goals adds to the difficulty. As the region remains in turmoil, the idea of an independent Palestine, or even just the idea of Palestine existing, is in doubt. The situation is stacked against Palestine, and finding a fair and lasting solution to this long-standing problem is a real challenge that the world needs to address. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and share the video, as it greatly helps us make these videos.